Good morning, people. Good people of the world. How have you been? It has been a while. A lot has been going on. Today we're going to review our 2022 Honda Civic that is right behind the camera. Looking nice, a little dirty, but looking nice. Have a couple of complaints about it. Nothing major, but I have a couple of complaints about it. But before we get into that, starting today with this video, I'm going to start doing a lot of videos. I have a lot more time on my hands now. We're going to go over that. So at least twice a week, I'm going to put out videos, car related stuff. I'm going to start doing some stuff. I got more time on my hands. I'm going to some places this week and I have some fun, the best that I can. And I'll go over that in a minute. But so stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more car stuff now that I have time. I am now considering myself semi-retired. Let's get into it. So there she is, the 2022 Honda Civic. A little dirty, but still looking good. Got, if you look at the wheels there, a little bit of a curb there, 2 spots. I think on the other side has a little bit of a curved wheel. That's the front. I can tell you, I did that one at the bank drive-thru. I was the first one to curb a wheel. So that one could have been my wife, could have been my daughter. I don't know. But either way, it's been a good car. Before I get into this car, I got a 2023 vehicle. Got it about a month and a half ago. Very good on gas. It's a little slow, but really good on gas. And I'm going to show you that vehicle right now. Look at that. Isn't she sexy? I mean, look at those lines. Look at these smooth lines. Look at the carbon fiber. Oh man, she's sexy. Low profile wheels. I mean, they're great. They handle really good. But yeah, in all seriousness, about a month and a half ago, I had a serious accident. Had to get my knee and leg all cut open, surgery. I can't walk on it. I'm not allowed to put any weight on it. I just started rehab on it 2 days ago. I got to go again tomorrow. Got a lot of rehab to do. So I'm not going to get into the whole deal with that, but I had a bad accident and yeah, so I can't even walk. I have to use a walker. So let's go inside the vehicle and check it out and go over everything that I wanted to go over with it. I would stand outside, but for me right now, quite honestly, it gets tiring standing out here on one leg. And now I need to hop all the way around and get in the car. I don't even know if I can get on the driver's side because there's a curb. I might have to sit on the passenger side. So let's do it. Yeah, I ain't gonna fit there. I tried. I know I'm in a handicap spot. Haters are gonna hate, but I'm kind of handicapped. It's easier for me to get to my car now. Even though my wife always drives, I haven't driven in since the accident. So in a month and a half, I haven't driven. She drives me everywhere right now. So let me get back to the passenger side. All right, back inside the vehicle. Hope the AC is not bothering you too much. I'm just trying to cool off from that hopping with a stupid cart. You got me sweating. Anyways, we took the car. Today I'm putting out this movie on Wednesday. We took the car yesterday on Tuesday to the dealer. I haven't experienced it because, like I said, I haven't driven it in a month and a half. But my wife says when she drives, for y'all that don't know, that's what this button here is for. If you push this, you could take your hands off the steering wheel and it will stay within the lane. Even if it's going around a corner, it will steer itself around a corner or a bend. I don't know about a corner, a bend on an expressway, a curvature. But after a few seconds, it warns you that you need to put your hands back on the steering wheel. Well, when it does that, you'll feel it controlling the steering wheel, obviously, because it has to steer itself. Well, she says now when she's driving constantly, it's very tight and it's like trying to control it constantly. That's the best way I can explain it. Whether she uses the turn signal to change lanes or not, it will always keep trying to control her. If she's in the middle of the lane, it's very jerky, is the way she explains it. I haven't driven it, so I have to go by what she said. We took it to the dealer yesterday, and they tested it and everything. And the issue is, as you can see here, they tested the steering. They wrote down the notes that she said. They aligned the vehicle, and they had to order a steering rack. As you can see right here, hopefully you see it. It's a power steering rack, or electric steering rack is what I should say, electric. So one thing I did not know that the dealer told me, providing they're telling me the truth, is on the 2023 models, this is a new model. As you know, 2022 looks different than the 23s. One of the things that they did with the 23s is they started electric power steering, or electric steering, power assist, however you call it. It's no longer, I guess, old school with the power steering fluid and all that stuff. This is all electric. I don't know enough to tell you anything about that. I guess it has its benefits. I know it's cheaper for automakers to make cars that way. I'm sure that's why they do it. But the guy told me at service, he's like, yeah, these 2022s, they started doing the electric power steering thing, and they're bound to go bad because it's something new. So I got a bad one. So they're replacing it. They had to order the part. It'll be here in about 7 days, and then we'll take the car back. So it's still drivable, but it's annoying that the car has 15,000 miles on it, and we're already having issues. And you know, it's a Honda. Honda makes good cars, but it's part of growing pains, I guess, when you try something new. So we're gonna get this fixed. What other gripes I have? I spoke about this, I believe, in the very first video I did of this car, and why I don't like cars. Let me bend my leg in here. Oh, God. Why I don't like cars that have all this technology. So we got this whole windshield tinted. It's tinted now, but it's a clear tint, so you never know it's tinted. It does keep out quite a bit of heat, but we had got it tinted, and it wasn't cheap. We tinted the whole car, but this one we did clear, and unlike the truck that's in front of me that's got the whole windshield tinted. But that's an undercover cop that lives here. He does undercover stuff. But anyways, so we got it all tinted and everything. We were driving, hit a rock, and it cracked somewhere around here. And then by the end of the day, the crack went all the way down to the end of the windshield. Because if it was just going to be that little thing, I was going to be like, oh, the heck with it. But it ended up spreading and spreading. And we're like, oh, we got to replace the windshield. So called the insurance company. It's covered by insurance, but the issue became behind here, there's cameras and sensors. One of the sensors is the automatic high beams. Another one of the sensors is the lane departure thing, I believe, because I see 2 cameras in here or something. So once you have to replace the windshield, now it becomes very expensive, because there's only certain places, or you have to take it to the dealer, that will recalibrate these. You have to recalibrate these cameras once you get a new windshield on. Luckily, the place that did our windshield, I can't think of the name of it right now, but they recalibrated it too. But it was very expensive. Insurance covered, but I had a $500 deductible that I had to pay, which sucked. But we got it all fixed. Had to go back, get it retinted. Now, since we got it retinted, the insurance company actually reimbursed it for the window tint, which shocked me. But they reimbursed it, so we had to pay again for the window tint, but we got reimbursed for it. So we've had that issue. I mean, that's no fault of the car. That's just, luck. I do not like this steering thing that keeps you in your lane. I never use it because I just don't like how I want to be in control. I don't want to depend on technology to it doesn't know if a car is coming over or whatever. So I don't ever use it. The only time I have used it is we have driven this car to Miami. We've driven this car to Orlando, and we have driven this car to Houston. And on those road trips, sometimes I just want to stretch my arms as if I just woke up out of bed and I'm stretching. So I will turn this on so I could just stretch, stay in a lane or whatever. Then I turn it right back off. Another issue I don't like about this car is the cruise control. You can adjust how far or close you want it to stay to a vehicle while it's in cruise control mode, because it will automatically slow down if the vehicle in front of you slows down, or if that car speeds up again, it will speed up again up to the speed that you have it set to. I can't stand this cruise control. And if any of you guys ever if you have this car or have a car that does what this does, or if you buy this car, you will see on road trips. On road trips, of course, I always use my cruise control. But this is very ineffective if there's a lot of traffic on the road or any kind of traffic. You need to be really on an open road for the cruise control to be good, because as you come up to a vehicle, it will hit the brakes. Like, it's not going to just casually slow down. It hits the brakes. And it's very annoying because it's constantly jerking you. And then if the car moves over, it accelerates, and it accelerates pretty hard. It tries to get you up to the speed as quick as possible. It's not a smooth transition. So anytime I'm coming up on traffic, it'll just hit the brakes, and sooner than I ever would. And I'm not going to ride on somebody's bumper, but it definitely hits it way sooner than I would, and it's very annoying. And then I have to tap on the brake to turn off the cruise control until I could get out of the traffic. I mean, it's not a huge thing, but if you travel a lot, it's something that will annoy you. The last thing I can really complain about this car is the automatic high beams. I don't care if it doesn't have them. I personally, it doesn't make a difference to me. Sometimes, it's very rare, but it seems like sometimes they just stay in low beam. Even if there's no oncoming traffic and it's okay for it to turn on high beam, it won't do it. Then all of a sudden it'll start doing it. That doesn't happen often, but it has happened. I don't know if it's because of the street lights or what kind of brightness they are, because I've been in areas that are fully lit and the high beams will still come on if there's no oncoming traffic. But I've also come up to certain kind of street lights where it turns off the high beams. So for some reason it seems to read some street lights, some it doesn't. Anytime there's a car, it always picks that up. I never have a problem with that. Oncoming or passing me. If my high beams are on and someone's coming behind me and passes me, it will cut off. Never had a problem. One thing I have noticed, let's say you're driving this way, the way we're facing, and we're coming up to an intersection and there's a car right here at the intersection waiting for us to go by. The high beams will not pick up a car that's sideways. So it'll stay high beam, and that guy's looking at me waiting to pass him so he could pull out, and I'm sure it's blinding him because my high beams are on. So sometimes I will manually have to turn off the high beams because it's not turning it off itself. So that is a fault of this system that I have found. One other thing I did forget about, and I've talked about it in the other videos, the automatic, when you come to a stop, the car turns off for a while. I can't stand that. That's not good for your car. It serves, in my opinion, absolutely no purpose. It's supposed to save gas, but how much gas are you going to save sitting for 30 seconds to a minute at a red light, and then it cuts back on? You're not saving anything. So every time I come in, I try to remember to turn it off. That way it doesn't do it. I'm sure there's a fuse or there's a way to bypass it. I just have not taken the time to look into it, and now that I'm injured, I'm definitely not going to do it because I can't stand up very well. But I can't stand that. That just wears out your starter, your engine, everything. What I do like is this car does not have turbo. Of course, it'd be more fun, faster with turbo, but the turbo engines will always wear out faster than a non-turbo engine. So this engine in the Sport is a great engine to have. It's quick enough, especially if you put it in Sport. I usually travel in economy all the time, but if you put it in Sport, it's definitely quicker. Turbo, they just wear out faster, and they tend to leak oil over time. Even though Honda makes great turbo engines, it's just turbo doesn't last as long. And we plan on keeping this car a long time. So other than that, that's about it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Like I said, starting this weekend, I plan on recording a bunch of stuff, and I will scatter it on which days I publish all the videos. But overall, this has been a great car. We're going to take it back next week. Hopefully get that power rack replaced, and we'll be good to go. They kind of try to pull a funny one and say, oh, you have that scrape on the wheel, you must have hit a curb, and that's what, well, it's on the back tire, and the rack is in the front. So at first they told me I'm going to have to pay for the alignment, which was $100. But now she said she's going to try to put it under the warranty, because I was actually really rude, and I want to apologize to her. I got really upset with her, and I kind of gave her the business, and I shouldn't have. So I want to apologize to her, but she's going to try to get that included in the warranty work so we don't have to pay for another alignment. But other than that, man, I've been reading your comments. You guys have been saying that I'm lucky only paying $900 over sticker. Some of y'all have told me some stories that are like paying a lot more than that, and that sucks. I can only tell you, just shop around. There are dealers out there that will work with you. This dealer now, this dealer that I bought this car from, they are now working with you where they'll charge you sticker still, but they won't charge you the $900 or something in mandatory dealer installed options. They're going to try, but if you argue it with the manager, he'll take it off. I was just told that today by the salesman I bought this car from. So they are starting to, come down a little bit. Prices of cars are coming down. If you know anything about the market and what's going on, dealers are starting to get inventory again, depending where you live. This Honda dealer has a whole bunch of Accords. It's got some RAV4s. It's got cars. So they are starting to go back to the old way of negotiating. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Look forward to the other videos. Subscribe, because this channel is going to be used to help people who are in the car community, or maybe like kids, St. Jude, all that. The money that I can make from this eventually over time as I build it, because I'm putting a lot more effort into it now that I'm semi-retired and I have more time. That's my goal, is to help kids and help people in the car community. Maybe you fell on hard times. Maybe he's going to get their house foreclosed, something like that. Anything, maybe car accidents that people have been involved in and they're injured and they need help. I want to help people with this channel. So the more people that subscribe, the more people we can help. And it's going to take time to build that. I know that, but obviously the quicker I can build it, the better. But anyways, if you guys have any questions about this vehicle or anything, please reach out. It's been good talking to some of you guys. And be safe. Peace.